So I was watching A Shark's Tale, and I was seeing some things and recognizing some things, and I'm kind of like wanting to be more like Oscar. But it's hard to really embrace your potential, but I'm only comfortable when I'm, trying to learn and grow and be me. So I was watching it, and the spirit was like, you need to embrace certain aspects about you. Because I kind of dumb myself down, and I do try and lower myself to make other people feel comfortable. Amen. And the spirit's like, well, that's going to stop. So the spirit, and I was, you're welcome. So, it's really about me being me, and the spirit was like, they don't quite understand. So I was born named Michael. Now a lot of people, they liked Michael, and I had haters that didn't like Michael like anybody else. And I basically have always kind of stayed low key and enjoyed a little bit of success in certain areas, but never like fame or anything like that. I always thought I had the potential for it, but never really, like, I sat down with, I'm not gonna say his name, but dude from Atlantic Records. I've gotten like right there at the point, and then the spirit kind of closed the door, and I thank God that that door got closed, because at that time I would have not been ready. And then something happened, and I'm not gonna go into the full stories yet, but I'll basically say, all right, now the rules changed. People can like Michael and all of that, and you can be around them. But if they have no love for Jesus, then you can't be around them. You have to correct them. And I would like try and plead with people and tell people, hey, you have to take both of us. Because how can I be around you if you have no respect for me, if you have no love for me? Eventually, someday, you'll learn what you're learning now, and then nothing's going to make sense to you. So I've had to like walk a very straight, thin line, and no one around me really has had too much love and respect for Jesus. Thus, I've remained alone most of the time. And using that time to learn more, develop more of my spiritual gifts, and that's what the repetition and following the spirit and learning how to do that through any circumstance, and standing my ground to the point where it's like I'm going forward or I die, pretty much. And when you reach that level where it's like, what I'm gonna do, die? That's truly a warrior. And the life I've led has kind of almost beat that out of me. But the spirit inside me won't allow that, because it's designed to make me stronger so that I can not fear in situations and circumstances. So what the spirit loves to do is put things in front of me that kind of strengthen my nerves. When it's come to women, it's been the same exact thing. If they had no love or obedience to Jesus, I couldn't be in their life, no matter how much I tried. That's why I always say, follow the Holy Spirit, follow the Holy Spirit, follow the Holy Spirit. Because if you're not, then you're showing me disrespect. And there's only so much the Spirit's going to take before the Spirit tells me to address it. So after seeing what happened to Peter, basically, his entire family ostracized him. Everybody has been thinking he's crazy because he's walked by faith and he's seen miracles and he's seen all kinds of things. Nothing's going to shake his faith. So he's felt very alone as well. And then I saw John, and John walked in it for about a year and a half. And then that was me and Peter carrying him by giving him our joy and our peace. And spiritually, and kind of nursing him and holding his hand and everything. And he wasn't giving any back. So we were just getting constantly drained spiritually of peace and joy for about a year and a half. And I finally just cut the cord on that. And I was just like, well, if he's not even going to try to follow the Holy Spirit. So after that experience, because for a while, people thought he was crazy, and he was hanging out with us and he was learning all kinds of things and experiencing things. And he's told me, he's like, you've shown me things no one else could. You've done things no one else could. But he wasn't following the Holy Spirit. So what I did is I took that away from him. I took the ability to remember the things and walk in faith. I was just like, I can't, because there's so many people on the earth that have walked in faith and have bled for me and have been through fires. And I'm like, you haven't done anything. So I can't stand before them justified and say, well, But I'm like, well, in the past life you did, so you'll catch up when you're ready. So I'm like, all right. So after that experience, I was just like, I'm not bringing people in unless they're ready, because I'm not going to have them go through that just to have them feel all alone and lose friends and people telling them that they're crazy. And me and Peter have been through it. I was like, I'm not doing that. So this whole wife and queen thing has been very, very unknown, really. Because I see so many women of God and I see so many of these things, and I'm like, whoever she is this time must be pretty amazing. So it's really about following the Holy Spirit for us to kind of meet each other again. And that's kind of your story too. That's what it's about. Nothing else really matters if you don't have your spouse. You can't really enjoy anything. Like single life, you can be content, but that's not an enhancement of you. It's funner with two. It actually is necessary for you to have two to be able to really fulfill your dreams. So it's been a journey, and it's been lonely, and it's been time well spent, because I've been using that time to prepare for her. And that's really what it is. Like, there's no way around it. So you have Michael the Archangel, and you have Jesus Christ. And in Hebrews it says Jesus was the highest of all angels. Well, that's why. When it came to war, I handled it myself. I'm not going to send my children to handle my business. The Father is going to protect his people. And that's what I did. So my whole thought process has been, rather than, risk endangering my people, I'd rather just be with my people. And since I'm finished with war and all that, and we won, be able to relax and not worry about things. Now, I understand there's always going to be surprises and all that, but nothing on the level it has been. And that's something to rejoice about. So, that's me. That's how I work. That's the truth. And you don't have to follow the Holy Spirit perfectly. I don't expect that. But what I do expect is at least some type of reverence for me. I would really like it if you focused more on, your spouse, your children, what's in front of you. If you're not very far along in your walk, that's definitely where you want to start. All I ask is that you're trying. If you're trying, I'll be around you. And I won't correct you constantly or anything like that. If you're not trying at all, then just like when you leave the Holy Spirit and you lose your peace and joy and everything like that, since I'm the physical manifestation, then we have to part ways. And that's not what I want. And I've seen people start to believe and they're having all kinds of fun and then they talk themselves out of it, or someone talks them out of it. I'm not trying to start a cult. I'm like, stay in your homes, enhance your homes. We can hang out. I'm not trying to set up a compound. For me and my immediate family, I have plans, but it's not like a compound or anything like that. I want people to have their own stuff. And then we learn together exciting things. There's levels that you can take things to in the spirit where it becomes amazing. You have to be comfortable with it, but it's not evil. It's just not exactly what you're used to, and then you get used to that, then you take it to another level. That's just the way I am. And mostly I just want you to have an amazing life. I mean, we don't ever have to meet if you don't want to. And if you do, the Spirit will lead us together. So there's really nothing else to say. It's like, so I think this is going to be probably the last video for a while. And if not, then I'll make another one. But I'm really, you know, everything that you need to know. I just handed you the keys. I love you.